Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society needs a spectacle. It might help us to see some evil. This society needs a spectacle.
On A View from the Outside this week. This week being the 19th of October 2019, we look at Self-Beleif. 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 With the view being that in this month of the 40th anniversary of independence, the time is now for all Vincentians to regain the self-belief which is necessary to take the action needed to ensure that St Vincent and the Grenadines again becomes a place which recognizes and provides for all of its people. The Collins Dictionary defines self-belief as confidence in oneself and one's ability. And the Macmillan Dictionary states that self-belief is the belief, assurance, confidence that you can do things well. Those definitions tell us that when someone has self-belief, that someone has the ability to do something. That person, that someone, has the confidence in their ability to do something. The definitions tell us that when someone has self-belief, that someone, that person, has an assurance in themselves to do something and to get things done. It is in that context that we, on A View from the Outside, encourage Vincentians to regain that pride, that Vinci pride. Put that self-belief to work and work assiduously to help St Vincent and the Grenadines to breathe again and to inch its way back to a place of safety, security, and respectability. Today's program is inspired by the comments made by the Vice President of the New Democratic Party, the NDP, and the Parliamentary Representative for Central Kingstown, the Honorable Major Sinclair Leacock, when he expressed his congratulations to the St Vincent and the Grenadines national football team, Vinci Heats, for their current success in being top of their group in the Gold Cup of the CONCACAF football competition. Major Leacock talked about St Vincent and the Grenadines being a football-playing nation and that Vincentians have football in their blood. He spoke with pride about the resilience and self-belief which the players showed, especially in their last two games against Suriname, when they drew their home match 2-2 after being 2-0 down, and then beat Suriname 1-0 in their own backyard. The team's success is huge, especially when one considers that St Vincent and the Grenadines has a population of approximately 110,000 people, when compared to Suriname's population of nearly 600,000 people. The team's success brings to mind a tagline which was used to advertise the football team in the late 1970s, early 1980s, which says, "It is not the size of the country, but the quality of the teamwork that counts." So it is the resilience and especially the self-belief, which Major Leacock quite rightly recognizes as crucial to the current success of Vincy Heat. We, on A View from the Outside, join Major Leacock in congratulating Vincy Heat. And it is in that vein that we are urging all Vincentians to show that kind of resilience, that kind of self-belief, which Vincy Heat has shown and continues to show. Show and engage that self-belief to effect change in St Vincent and the Grenadines. Use that self-belief to rid yourself of the fear which has seized you and the nation, the fear which prevents you from calling wrong, wrong. Use that self-belief to go out and join the picket line in Kingstown with those brave women and the men who have now joined them, who are standing up for social justice and change. Join them as they protest against the rape culture existing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Join them as they stand up for those women and girls who suffer rape and domestic violence and who are verbally abused, vilified, and denigrated if they dare to make their experience public. Use that self-belief to challenge anyone who wants your girls to lower their standards, to do undignified things for a job, a scholarship, or for mere financial survival. Use that self-belief to ensure that you stand up for your children. Use that self-belief to speak out against the unjust practice of wanton victimization which goes on in the country. Use that self-belief and demand the release of the latest country poverty assessment report. Use that self-belief to speak up for Bigger Biggs, a son of the soil, a man who himself has great resilience and immense self-belief. Use your self-belief and demand that the victimization against Bigger Biggs stops and that he's compensated for the unjust closure of his multi-million-dollar business and the ruination of his assets. Use that self-belief and demand that Marcus de Freitas is paid for his multi-million-dollar property, which was compulsorily acquired from him over a decade ago, and for which the court ordered he must be paid. But up to now, he languishes without payment. Use that self-belief and insist that Kenroy Johnson is paid his pension. He is one of the 3 teachers who won their case against the government for failing to honor a clause in the collective agreement with the teachers' union and refusing to hire them. Use the self-belief and insist also that Otto Sam is paid all of the money due to him after the court ruled for years now that he was illegally transferred and illegally dismissed. Use that self-belief and demand that the government take its responsibility seriously. Demand accountability for the Argyle International Airport. Demand accountability for millions of dollars of Petro-Carib money. Demand accountability for the $400 million which, during their last election campaign of 2015, they pledged that they will spend that money in the country. Demand accountability for the CDB money, which the CDB demands is repaid with interest because of misprocurement. Demand that things are done right and that the practice of bringing legislation to Parliament to make legal the illegal practices of the government and its agents must stop. Demand things are done right and that those things are stopped. Use that self-belief to demand that there is an improvement in the conditions at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital and all of the clinics around the country. Demand that they be made fit for purpose. Look at the state of the health clinic in Greggs. It is deplorable and it is unsightly. And look too at the state of the other clinics around the country. Take a look for yourself and you will see that you have to start speaking out about the disrepair. This is a call for the professionals. Professionals, use your self-belief and perform your responsibilities with honesty and skill, with confidence and assurance. Do so with the assurance that your profession demands. Use your self-belief to resist the temptation to be negligent or delinquent or break the law for unscrupulous politicians. Let your self-belief help you to turn negative remarks about you into a motivational force for positive change. Use your self-belief and ensure that you perform for the advancement and betterment of St Vincent and the Grenadines. To those of you who identify as progressives, find your voice. Use your self-belief to walk away from the corruption which has infested St Vincent and the Grenadines and is causing untold damage to the country. Use your self-belief to call wrong wrong. Use your self-belief to end the bamboozling of the Vincentian people. Use your self-belief to speak the truth. Use your self-belief and again join the fight for justice. Use what the legend Nelson Mandela said to guide you. He said, and I quote, "If you believe you have worth, use it to help others." To the parents, use your self-belief to ensure that you impart and instill the kind of values in your children which will ensure that they become productive citizens of the future. Vincentians has shown what self-belief can do. They have shown what you can achieve when you have self-belief. They have shown that self-belief brings success. They have shown that when you use that self-belief and succeed, others see it and beam with pride about your success. Incidentally, after the just concluded finals of the Caribbean Premier League, the CPL, one of the most exciting cricket competitions in the world, between Barbados Tridents and Amazon Warriors, the captain of the victorious Barbados Tridents team, Jason Holder, was asked what accounted for their success after having lost their first 5 games in the competition. His reply was belief. He went on to explain how self-belief and not giving up helped them to lift the trophy. And so it is in that context that we, here on A View from the Outside, urge all Vincentians not to hold back. Start now and let your self-belief guide you to contribute to turning St Vincent and the Grenadines around and lead it on the path to success. As you do so, Vincentians, bear in mind the words of Maya Angelou, who said, "Stand up straight and realize who you are." And also the words of the author, Roy T. Bennett, who said, "With hard work, perseverance, and self-belief, there is no limit to what you can do." Until next week, Justin and all of the listeners, this is Brereton Horne with a view from the outside, with a reminder to send your feedback, as usual, to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. You can also get us on Facebook at A View From The Outside and on YouTube at JMB Horne. Have a pleasant Saturday, have a wonderful Sunday, and a productive week ahead to all. And so, everyone using self-belief to propel St Vincent and the Grenadines forward.